up the best I can. I'm trying to get this whole mess on videotape.
Police were able to find out that this man had armored vehicle training and had stolen this tank from a local armory. He was also known to have a history of emotional problems.
So I went back and got my patrol car and headed to the area.
This is the San Diego Police Department. Get out of the street and go back in your house. You're in danger.
See if we have any SWAT equipment that can help us out with this thing.
He was coming. We just heard a crunching noise. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It was during that time of day where people are getting off work or out of school.
He's coming up towards the school.
Okay, 10-4.
This is bad. He's running over fire hydrants. You got hydrants that are blowing water in the air. Get your loudspeaker on, please. This is the San Diego Police Department. Everybody go back in your house. Cars that are following him, and I have no idea why. Oh, my God. Holy. Yeah, he's rolling over just about anything he wants to.
I was in the locker room.
Somebody get a hold of the armory and find out if this thing is loaded.
The gun, he was circling while he was driving. Just snapped him down on the ground.
Get traffic out of harm's way. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. It looks like he's going to go westbound. Get out of the way. Get out of the street. You're in danger. This is the San Diego Police Department. Police cars ain't going through there. Get out of the street and go back in your house. You're in danger.
Next on World's Scariest Police Chase, San Diego, California, pursuit of a stolen military vehicle.
What I was told was he had served in the Army as a tank crewman, so he definitely had tank experience. He had the same school that I had gone to.
They called the National Guard Armory to see what they could do to stop it. Those weren't viable options because the Armory was miles away by that time.
Get out of the street and go back in your house. You're in danger.
The tank comes equipped with a what they call a nuclear biological chemical warfare system in it. If we used any chemical agents, they'd have no effect.
Next on World's Scariest Police Chase, the stolen military vehicle.
They do not have the ability. They do not. That's do not.
At this point, the man in the tank fell back on his military training. He decided to cut off his pursuers by putting a barrier between himself and the police. How? Knock down a bridge across the freeway.
Heboh, it's a pedestrian bridge.
He made an abrupt right turn and he struck one of the support pillars that hold up this pedestrian footbridge. Well, after a while, he gave up on trying to knock this pole out. And he continued on south.
And it was still going at a good 60-mile-an-hour clip up the freeway.
One of my concerns was that he may have live ammunition on board. He might make a stand and start fighting. At this point, it looked like he's trying to maneuver the tank into the oncoming traffic, and if he had done that, we would have had a major chain reaction accident.
Oh, my God. Heboh. Heboh, he's on 805 just north of Genesee. Well, we're doing that as we speak. They're trying to get the hatch open right now.
The police knew that the gravest danger still lay ahead. They didn't have time to stop traffic coming down the opposite lanes of the freeway. If this man got the tank free and into those traffic lanes, the results would be horrible.
I used the bolt cutters and cut the hasp on the bolt, twisted the lock off, and opened up the hatch. At that point, we could look down in and we could see the driver. He never answers. He looked back and he made eye contact with Paul, so he knew we were there, and he could see both Paul and I through the hatch.
Well, right now, he's trying to come undone, and the pavement underneath him is breaking up. It's possible if he keeps jerking this thing side to side, he might be able to break that pavement loose and roll again.
The tank had to be stopped right now, and the driver had to be stopped, and Paul had to get in there and take control of the tank.
And so we thought maybe he was taking aim at something, to fire it.
It's the San Diego Police Department. Everybody get out of the way, go back in your house.
We're running out the front door, and there's a tank coming down the street. That palm tree is on the front of the tank, and just as I got out of the driveway, he ran over my truck. He took out the telephone poles over there, and he headed down the street and ran over that blue car right there, and then he went back and he ran over the fire hydrant and just kept on going.
This is like a war zone over here.
And I know he hit one occupied vehicle with a family in it. They just barely escaped before the car was crushed. So I fired one round, struck him on the shoulder, and traveled diagonally down through his body, and it was an immediate fatal wound. Had he not become high center on the center divide, I have no idea what would have happened. I know the people on the other side of the freeway would have been hurt or killed because there wasn't room for that tank and all those cars over there.